Dave here with another fragrance review for you. Today I have one that one of my subscribers requested. It is another from the Yves Saint Laurent house. This is M7. It is named that because it is the 7th men's scent from this house. It came out back in 2002. The perfumers were Alberto Morillas and Jacques Cavalier, two very good perfumers. Let's get straight into the notes. Top notes we have bergamot, mandarin, and rosemary. Middle notes we have vetiver and agarwood, or mostly commonly referred to as oud. Spelled two different ways. People will either spell it O-U-D or A-O-U-D. In the base notes we have musk, amber, and I've also heard mandrake root as well. There's two bottle sizes that I've seen. There's standard sizes, the 1.7, which will run you anywhere from $35 to $60, and the 3.4, which will run you anywhere from $55 to about $75. As far as I know, from what I've heard, this has been discontinued, so it's getting a little harder to find. Let me know if I'm wrong about that, but from what I've heard, it has been discontinued. I would classify it as probably woody oriental, but to me it's mostly woods, amber, and musk. Mainly, it's a very, very strong scent. I'll get into that in a little bit, but first sniff, it starts out almost to me like cherry soda on top. I'll expand on that a little bit. It's a little bit like cherry soda, but I have a different comparison that I would probably say is a little better. But I immediately get a touch of bitter citrus from the bergamot and the mandarin, but I can also smell the oud agarwood and the rosemary right away. It gives it almost like a cherry cough syrup and menthol vibe, to be honest with you. Some people will call this medicinal, and it can smell that way to some for sure. I personally find the top just sexy and gorgeous, but I also do enjoy vetiver and oud, so if you don't like those, I would avoid this fragrance. In the mid, the vetiver and agarwood are on the main stage. They're the most dominant parts in the mid by far. This gives it kind of a dry, dark, earthy feel. I believe it's very sensual. As it gets to the dry down, I personally think the dry down is beautiful. Some people will not enjoy it though. I still get the spicy oud and vetiver, but it's not quite as dominant in the dry down, but it's still there for sure. It blends well to me with the amber and musk. The amber gives it a little bit of sweetness, and the musk just adds to the darkness of it. But it's balanced well. I mean, it is a dark scent though, I'm not going to lie. This is not something that I would ever see worn in weather above 35 to 40 degrees at most. Not something I would wear in warm weather at all. This is something to me that people will either find really sexy or they just will absolutely hate it. I think it's a definite love-hate scent for sure. But as I said, this stuff is strong. It has huge projection on longevity. This is something I would classify this probably as something that I could see mostly worn for romantic use. It is very sensual and sexual to me. It's not something that I would ever see as a signature scent. I just think it's too strong to be worn every day, in my opinion. But that doesn't mean I don't like it. I think it's beautifully done. Who would like this? I think if you enjoy oud or agarwood in fragrances, you would probably enjoy this. The oud isn't the only main attraction in this scent as it is in some other oud fragrances, but it is definitely there. It's not the strongest oud I've ever smelled, but it is quite noticeable. Even if you hate it, you may still enjoy this scent because it's not the only dominant note. To me, this is the safest fragrance that I've found containing a noticeable oud note inside of it, at least that I've tried. And again, I think this will be a love-hate frag for most people. Why would you not like this? If you don't like agarwood or oud, same thing, or vetiver, I would avoid this because these are the dominant notes in this fragrance to me. Rosemary also is there in the beginning, kind of gives it a little spice. If you like, I'm going to say, this is tough, but I'm going to say Gucci Envy for men or Yves Saint Laurent's Rive Gauche pour Homme. I believe you would probably enjoy this fragrance. Also, if you like any of the very dominant out fragrances out there are quite a few, I think you would probably enjoy this. What do I think of when I wear this? Honestly, really sexy cough syrup. It's the best way I can describe it. It does kind of have a cherry vibe most of the way through, with the medicinal note mostly from the out, I believe. But I personally really enjoy this, so let's get into my ratings. Overall smell, I will give this a 9 out of 10. It can be a bit medicinal, as I said, but I really enjoy the smell of this personally. It does pretty well on compliments as long as you wear no more than 2 sprays. I mean, 2 sprays absolutely max. I find 1 spray on the chest for me is perfect. It will project like hell, it will last like crazy. You do not need very many sprays of this at all. I believe this is also one that you will get strong reactions from on both sides. People will really like it or really hate it, to be honest with you. Projection, 10 out of 10. It's an absolute beast. One of the best projecting fragrances I have ever tried, which makes it great for romantic use. I could say, I mean, just because I think it's so sexy, I could see it for romantic use, but I think this is a perfect club scent, to be honest with you, because it's strong, it projects, it's sexy. So yeah, longevity, 10 out of 10. This thing has ridiculous longevity, to be on my skin anyway. I've put this on at 9 a.m. before I got up the next day, taking a shower, and could still smell it on my wrist like 20 hours later, which is ridiculous. On average, I get anywhere from 10 to 16 hours with this, which is pretty damn good. I don't know what they put in this that made it last so long, but I wish most of my fragrances lasted like this. Uniqueness, I'm going to give it 9.75 out of 10. To me, it's very unique. It's not popular. It's not something you're going to smell a lot. But it's not something I can see worn a lot, to be honest with you. Versatility, this is where it's going to get really low marks. Versatility, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. It's not versatile at all, in my opinion. I can't see this being a signature scent unless you are an Eskimo and it never gets above 30 degrees. I believe it's definitely a cold weather only scent. I think it would be good at a club because of the projection. I guess some people could wear it to work, but I wouldn't recommend it just because it's so strong and it projects so well. Work scent, generally you want something that's not going to offend people, and this will offend some people. I believe it's best for romantic use and for the club, club, bar, that kind of stuff. So, overall, I'm going to give it an 8.75 out of 10. To me, it's a fantastic overall scent. I would have liked it if it was more versatile, but at the same time, I think that really would have changed the overall scent if they made it more versatile. I really only use this for dates and super crowded bars, but it's really sexy to me. At least in my opinion, it's very sexy. As far as buy, try, pass, I would say that this is a must try. This is not something, well, now that if it's discontinued, it may be something you have to blind buy because I don't know where you'd try it anymore, but I think it's something you have to try before you buy it, to be honest with you, because there will be people that absolutely cannot stand this stuff. I personally love it and highly recommend it, as long as you don't live in like Miami or somewhere in Texas where it never gets cold enough to wear it. This is mostly for people that live in cold weather states for the winter only, at least in my recommendation. So that is my take on Yves Saint Laurent's M7. I think you guys should check it out if you like scents like this, and I will have another review for you guys soon. Thanks for watching.